These days, it seems like football club ownership goes from mega fanfare to something more like Game of Thrones. From Nasser Al-Khelaifi expanding PSG into an empire, then being investigated in a murder-for-hire plot, to Andre Agnelli, once being revered as the best thing that could have ever happened to Juventus, to stepping down in disgrace. Here's a deep dive into the life of famous and wealthy football club owners. We start off with Nasser Al-Khelaifi. As chairman of Qatar Sports Investments, the Qatar Tennis Federation, and vice president of the Asian Tennis Federation for West Asia, Nasser Al-Khelaifi keeps himself quite busy. Still, he managed to find time to own and operate yet another venture, the French football team Paris Saint-Germain. In October 2011, Al-Khelaifi became the president of PSG. It didn't take long for him to announce a 5-year plan for the Paris club, promising to take PSG to the top of the tree in France and all over the world. The very first step in Al-Khelaifi's master plan was to bring in Brazilian football legend Leonardo as the team's new director of sports. Al-Khelaifi's investments attracted top-tier talent, including Neymar Jr. and Mbappe, boosting PSG's international profile. His strategic approach led to multiple League One titles, domestic cup victories, and strong UEFA Champions League campaigns. It's unsurprising that the president of League One's most dominant team has a net worth in the billions. $8 billion to be specific. He spent much of this exploring typical billionaire interests, such as a fleet of exotic cars, mansions, real estate investments, a collection of art, and a fleet of private jets. Another investment that's reportedly piqued Al-Khelaifi's interest, however, is SC Braga. In 2022, it was reported that Al-Khelaifi was willing to sell shares in PSG, then worth $4 billion, to fund the purchase of another football club, preferably that of the Portuguese side. Eventually, a deal was struck in October of 2022, and the Qatari investment firm put pen to paper for just over a 20% share in the Primera Liga outfit, despite the desire for a larger stake in the team. Majority ownership might have fallen through as a result of the slew of controversies surrounding Al-Khelaifi. In 2022, the president of QSI made headlines when he and Leonardo apparently broke into the referee's room after PSG's game against Real Madrid. Paris Saint-Germain surrendered a 2-goal lead, suffering defeat at the Santiago Bernabeu as Real Madrid won the round of 16, tie 3-2 on aggregate. Disappointed by the result, Al-Khelaifi and Leonardo stormed into the referee's room, broke equipment, and assaulted a linesman. He reportedly even threatened a Madrid employee with murder. Following an investigation, UEFA formally cleared the PSG president of all charges. This wouldn't be the only time he was under investigation, though. Earlier on, in 2019, Al-Khelaifi was accused of corruption after attempting to bribe World Athletics organizers. Most recently, Al-Khelaifi's name was part of a Qatari murder-for-hire investigation. Nasser Al-Khelaifi claims it's all a setup, a conspiracy against him. The year is 2003, and the Manchester United board is searching for new investors. Since being formed in 1878, the club has seen several changes in leadership. In addition, the club had faced one financial crisis after another, with several piling up. The big city club sat amidst all the uncertainty, looking for answers. Avram Glazer, son of Malcolm Glazer, purchased a 2.9% share for £9 million in 2003 through Red Football, a holding company. By September of the same year, the Glazer family had increased its shares to 3.17%. Fans of the football club started to become anxious. There's already been speculation of a complete takeover by the Glazers. Soon thereafter, the Glazers went from their initial 2.9% to 15%. Long story short, they took over the club by purchasing a majority stake, financing a significant portion of the acquisition with loans secured against Manchester United's assets. This was largely contested, with several fans protesting outside of Old Trafford against the takeover. Despite the controversies, the Glazer family has managed to bring up the club in more than a few ways. Joel, Brian, and Avram visited Old Trafford a few days after the takeover, and despite the die Glazer die chants, they attempted to reason with the protesters, promising them that they'd bring remarkable change in no time. They increased the stadium's capacity in 2005, signed a new shirt deal in 2006, increased TV rights, acquired partnerships, and overall boosted the club's profitability. The Glazers also retained original members of the Manchester United board, including Sir Alex Ferguson, Kevin, Edward, and Darcy, three of Malcolm's other children, also joined Manchester United's board as non-executive members. While Manchester United remains their largest investment to date, the Glazers are also the proud owners of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and other sports assets throughout the world. The Abu Dhabi United Group and its founder Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan acquired Manchester City in 2008. It was a transformative moment for the club. As a member of the Abu Dhabi royal family, his substantial financial backing propelled City from a mid-tier English club to a global football powerhouse. It also pushed City to the forefront of the headlines, creating more intensity in derbies with fellow rivals Man U. Mansour's investments funded top-tier players, state-of-the-art facilities, and renowned coaching staff. The result? Multiple Premier League titles and domestic club victories. The club's big-name acquisitions included Sergio Aguero, David Silva, Vincent Kompany, and Ruben Dias, among several others. The club's impressive performances in the UEFA Champions League have also solidified their status among Europe's elite. Sheikh Mansour's ownership represents a paradigm shift, turning Manchester City into a symbol of financial muscle and football success. The recent blockbuster signings of players like Erling Haaland and Jack Grealish has opened a completely new cycle for Man City. Domestically and in Europe, they are one of the teams to beat. Manchester City has invested in world-class training facilities, including the City Football Academy, which provides top-notch training and development infrastructure for players at all levels. Also under his ownership, the Etihad Stadium has undergone expansions and renovations, increasing its capacity and improving the fan experience. However, as one of the richest people in the world, Sheikh Mansour is not without controversy. Critics have raised concerns about human rights issues and political transparency in the United Arab Emirates, where he holds a prominent role. Other controversies have arisen in connection with the immense wealth and power wielded by the Al Nahyan family. Sheikh Mansour's opulent lifestyle, including luxury properties, yachts, and expensive acquisitions, has attracted media attention and occasional criticism in the context of economic disparity. The list of riches includes supercars, super yachts, private jets, mansions, and investments in horse racing. The business of sports often brings in big-time personalities. Aurelio De Laurentiis is a name that comes to mind. He is the nephew of former film producer Dino De Laurentiis and first cousin well-known American chef Giada De Laurentiis. While also being a film producer and businessman, Aurelio is probably best known as the eccentric and capricious chairman and owner of the Italian football club SSC Napoli. Napoli is best remembered for its heyday in the 80s, with legendary striker Diego Maradona. But since then, the club has experienced many ups and downs. Under De Laurentiis' ownership, Napoli has experienced a resurgence, ascending from the lower tiers of Italian football to becoming a major Serie A contender. His financial investments and strategic management have contributed to the club's revitalization, including securing top talent and improving the club's infrastructure. He initiated the renovation of Napoli's home stadium, the Stadio San Paolo, improving facilities and fan experience. De Laurentiis has overseen the acquisition of top football talent, including the likes of Gonzalo Higuain, Edison Cavani, and Dries Mertens, boosting the team's performance. As the chairman and owner of Napoli, he holds a significant stake in the club, which has an estimated value in the hundreds of millions of euros. Besides Napoli, De Laurentiis is the owner of Filmaro, a film production company known for its contributions to the Italian film industry, such as Mediterraneo, Panni Tupolani, Io Sono Tempesta, and Mine Vagnati, to name a few. Despite all his contributions, though, Napoli's fanbase has long complained about De Laurentiis' tired ways. Disagreements over ticket prices, stadium conditions, and the club's performance have led to protests and tensions between him and the supporters. He has been known to publicly criticize players and coaches. De Laurentiis' ownership style has sometimes clashed with Napoli's managers, leading to the departure of several high-profile names during his tenure. He's known to go after league management, making bold statements and accusations that domestic and European powers are holding his club back from success. He's even gone on public rants, cursing in front of young children at matches. Yikes! He has been involved in disputes with other football clubs over transfer negotiations and player contracts, leading to legal battles and strained relationships. His odd approach to management has led to many doubts over the club's ability to keep high-profile players and win any significant titles. Their recent Italian Italian league title under Spalletti's guidance and star player Victor Osimhen has given fans hope and pushed the club back under the bright lights of the Champions League tournament. But will it last? Spalletti has left the club, and now Napoli is embroiled in controversy with its star striker, and all because of TikTok. The Agnelli family is an Italian industrial dynasty that, through their ownership of Juventus Football Club, has been a pillar in European football. Since 1923, the family has held a prominent position in Italian football, with Juventus consistently being one of the country's top clubs. They are best known and often referred to as the Kennedys of Italy for their role in their country's contemporary history, as well as their activity in modern art. Their big investments in Fiat Motor Company, which is Italia's largest automobile manufacturer, as well as car brands such as Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Chrysler, have led to an abundance of wealth. The Agnellis have spent big bucks on player acquisitions, stadium renovations, and international branding. They've also ventured into sports media with their ownership of broadcasting rights through the Juventus-owned JTV channel, the most prominent of whom is Andrea Agnelli. He oversaw the renovation of Juventus' stadium, high-profile player acquisitions, bringing in top talent like Cristiano Ronaldo, promoted women's football with Juventus women's team achieving success in Serie A and winning multiple Serie A titles and domestic trophies with Juventus. Andrea Agnelli and other Juventus senior management were investigated for alleged ticket management irregularities at Juventus Stadium, with suspicions of southern Italian mafia infiltration into ticket sales, a claim Agnelli denied. The investigation concluded in 2017 without criminal charges due to a lack of evidence connecting Juventus management to organized crime. In 2016, Agnelli was acquitted of false accounting charges. Agnelli was referred to the FIGC's Attorney General over allegations related to Ultras ticket sales. He received a 1-year ban and a €200,000 fine, later reduced to a €100,000 fine. In November of 2022, however, Andre stepped down from his position as the chairman. In 2023, he received a 2-year suspension for capital gain violations amid the Plus Valenza scandal and the Prisma case, with Juventus docked 15 points, leading to a legal dispute. Amid all of the scandals and controversies from player doping to match fixing, not to forget their relegation to the second tier of Italian football in 2006, the Agnellis have maintained football potency and enjoyed elevated status. Global recognition and big revenue continues to pour in, and this family doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. That wraps up our profile of the uber-rich football club owners. Thank you for joining us today, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share.